Hi, when I started my psychotherapy practice, I have a strong interest in stress and stress management and decided to work with executives and leaders in business who suffered from stress. Besides helping and guiding them to resolve the stress issues, I'd explore with them the issues that stress them in the first place. Among the causes of their stress were personal issues such as marriage and families, as well as work issues to do with relating with superiors, subordinates, and peers, and organizational issues such as work responsibilities, office politics, and ethical issues. Thus began my journey of working with people in business. As I gained facility in understanding their problems, I educated myself with business magazines such as the Harvard Business Review, and I purchased textbooks on leadership, HR, and so on, and used them for my reference to understand the kind of problems these executives and business owners bring to me. And I observe that taking a coaching stance and helping them to reflect on their circumstances, I actually can help them to clarify their thoughts and come to a firm decision most of the time. I was most impressed by the effectiveness of my coaching as I helped them with stress management. When I retired from my psychotherapy practice, it allows me to pursue business coaching more fully. I took several courses on MBA topics and I plunged into helping small business owners for the good reason that small businesses are the backbone of any country's economy, and there are a lot of small business that really need help. Here is the opportunity, and here are also the risks, as small business can easily turn into bad debtors because not all small businesses are equally profitable. As I work with small businesses, I was impressed by the fact that ultimately everything hangs around the idea of alignment. Alignment in business is important, and that's because a business is a collection of individuals held together by tasks and responsibilities that are parallel and complementary or both. These systems can function like clockwork if they are well aligned, or in cases where each system is pulling in a different direction, the organization can be dysfunctional and pull in different directions opposite to one another. So I have written my observations and conclusions in an ebook highlighting my ideas entitled The Five Alignments That Power Business Growth. And the five alignments that I focus on are that of marketing, people, business processes, scaling or growth strategy, and leadership. Indeed, if each of these domains are aligned, and if the leadership can align the whole organization with the business vision and mission of the business, then the objectives of the business can be easily realized because all efforts are in the same direction. Of late, I have come to realize that ultimately there are basically two significant alignments. The first is marketing. Marketing must align the branding with the needs of the customers by supplying them with the products and services which align with the customer's needs. Only then can marketing fulfill the purpose of providing the business with a pipeline of qualified leads and therefore sales, and lower the cost of acquiring these leads. This enables the business to have the cash flow and the income that will sustain the business. A note about marketing: now that the digital age with AI and automation is upon us, there is a need for therapists to advertise their services online, either on social media and on specialized platforms catering to the niche that the therapist is in. Besides advertising, social media also allow the therapist to showcase his or her skills and knowledge and hence build trust in their services. To use social media, it is important to get your branding as well as your niche, customer personas, and possible customer journey correct so that the therapist can reach out to the right audience. For this to happen, strategic considerations of business directions, as amplified in the vision and mission statements and declared objectives, the product fit, the niche demographics, and the customer persona have all to be aligned. So the application at the tactical level becomes very clear, and the cost per acquisition of leads and cost per sale will be low with good profit margins. Next, the alignment of leadership has to be aligned with the business directions. Good leadership and the right communication will align your people to the business vision and missions, and good leadership will similarly align your people to implement workflow and work processes so that productivity is maximal and profitability is the outcome. If the strategic direction of the business includes a vision of the eventual outcome of the business, then it will include the plan to scale in a certain way so that as the business grows, it will fit into the structural design and fitted for it from the beginning. How does this framework fit into a therapist's practice? Unless the practice is large, the staff required are mainly administrative staff to feed and onboard new clients into the practice, as well as capturing clients' particulars, billings, and fulfillment with what the therapist has ordered as to other requirements. Alignment of your staff is critical for your clients to have a positive customer experience, commonly referred to as CX. So besides your primary capability, which is the specialized skills that you have, CX is the critical factor that allows your practice to stand out from the crowd. As to workflow, within a service settings where it is provided as a block or a series of blocks where the service is administered, the well-known concept of just-in-time or JIT, just-in-time, is important and helpful. When JIT is perfectly implemented, there is no gap time. Gap time refers to the time when the client is waiting for the next event or service to happen, which in most instances is a time waiting, which in most instances often occur in a service setting. Too many service providers, including therapists and counselors, often neglect addressing the gap time, and clients often dislike the waiting at your office for the consultation to take place. This is particularly important if your clientele involves busy people whose time are precious. Hence, the alignment concept, especially the 5 alignments articulated by me, is highly applicable to that of a service, which a therapist's practice is definitely is. In future videos, I shall explain more fully how these various concepts apply to that of a clinical practice, which therapists and all healing professionals do well to take note of. So much for now, and I hope you will do well in your practice. Goodbye for now. Bye.